You look gorgeous. Hey, you better be careful. I got like a solid 17 subscribers on my YouTube, so you're in trouble. Everybody's gonna see it.
Okay,
well,
so Kelsey gave her goal.
Do what?
Sorry, Kelsey gave us her goal in the chat.
Oh, okay. I want Ruby by the end of the month to have 2 working distributors and 1 who quit but still charted technically but have fallen off of being consistent. Well, I'm so glad you're here because showing up is step 1 to being consistent every single day. And clearly a lot of other people are also struggling with being consistent tonight. And I don't mean you, Kaitlyn. I mean all the people who didn't join us.
This is just a crazy season of life. I mean, obviously none of us have ever dealt with anything like this before. And so, oh my gosh, y'all. There's the biggest cockroach I've ever seen right next to me. But
we got them big flying ones down here, Kaitlyn.
I know.
That would be enough to make me move out of state.
I mean, it's like, oh, it's little feelers. Oh, gosh.
Our fearless leader, Kaitlyn Gallagher. Until a roach goes by, and then it's not so fearless anymore.
Like, kill me. And then we were at the pool yesterday. This is just a little extra fun for y'all. We were at the pool yesterday, and someone who's actually, she's an ambassador with It Works. Her husband was there, and I was talking to him, and he said, yeah, our dog got attacked by an alligator yesterday. And I was like, what? We have alligators here? And he was like, yeah.
Attacked?
Had to get, like, stitches all down his arm.
Like it came out of the water at it?
Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know we had alligators, crocodiles. I don't even know what it was, one of the two. And he was like, yeah, and we're moving in 3 weeks. And he was like, and they're all over your new neighborhood. I was like, oh, well, no one told me that. That's lovely.
That wasn't in the bill of sale.
It was not. They promptly texted the owner and was like, what's the deal with the gators? And he was like, oh, it's saltwater. They're not here. And Jake was like, yeah, that's not true. I don't believe you. I'm like, got an eye on this cockroach.
Throw something at it, Kaitlyn. Smush it with something.
Well, it's like, I don't know if I can turn it.
I'm just walk over there and use a hand.
Ew. Where is it? I don't
touch it. We don't even see it. Touch it.
I'm not going to touch it, but if you look real close, you can see his feelers.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's not that big then. If we can't see it, you're fine.
Oh my gosh, it's huge.
Side note, Kelsey, you do not have to be like fancy to make it to the top ranks of the company. We're like,
yeah, we're all in the top 2% over here, and we're like cockroaches on a recorded training. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So like I was saying before, you also can be myself.
Okay. So here's the deal. We all just want to hear you talk about your why it's so important to have one. If you don't have one, how can you find it? And if you'll start there, Kelsey has a face. If you'll start there, that would be awesome.
Okay. Love this, because I actually did a Zoom on this last week about not only like finding your why, but like being loud about your why and your goals. So I started this business almost 7 years ago, which sounds crazy to me because I don't even feel like I'm old enough to have had a job for 7 years. Like I still, I'm a strong 23-year-old. I still think I'm 23 at 30. So I started 7 years ago when I was pregnant with my daughter and just really wanted to be able to buy extra baby clothes, extra, all the extras that come with a baby. And I didn't really do anything. I got started, I got like 2 customers, and I just sat on the opportunity. I didn't do anything until my daughter was born, and I was like, oh wait, okay, this was given to me for a reason, right? So my why was pretty much, it was easy, right? It was so that I could stay at home with her. I really didn't even know before I had her that I had any desire to be a stay-at-home mom. I had done all the things right. I had gone to college. I had gotten a job in marketing that I loved. I had done, from what I considered, by the book, correct. And didn't really think I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until she was born. Luckily, God knew way ahead of that, and he laid this in my lap before then. And So when she was born, obviously, really got to work. I put my head down, and by the time my maternity leave was over, which it was 16 weeks, I had promoted to double diamond, and then the next month I went triple diamond. So it was really fast, really great. And then I got pregnant again. Then I found out I was pregnant again, because I didn't find out until I was really pregnant. I was like one of those people that like the TV shows are about. So my why kind of didn't change necessarily, but it like evolved into, okay, now I've got 2 babies, right? More things, another crib, another, all the things. And I was making I was making a lot more money. So I wanted like the things, like a DACA tot wasn't a thing, but like had it been, like I would have had 3, because I wanted like all of it. And I wanted to, like, all my friends were having kids at the same time. I wanted to like get them all the great gifts. And so that kind of became my why then, was to get the stuff that I didn't actually get to get with Jordan. So I did that. He was born. The next May, I promoted to presidential, and my why changed again, because this is what it's going to do the entire time you're with the business. It's going to evolve. Your why to be a stay-at-home mom is not going to stay the same when you're making $15,000, $20,000 a month. You're like, it has to evolve. So at that point, it turned to me wanting to bring Jake home. And that was a very like quiet dream, wish, whatever you want to call it for me. I didn't want people to know. He had a job he loved. We started renovating a house, and then we found out, well, we can't live in this house with like no drywall and 2 kids like under 2. And so we moved in with my parents, who are very corporate, very by the books, an attorney and a teacher. And Jake walks in and quits his job because he had gotten into like some tiff with his boss. And I'm like, Jake, we're living at my parents' house because we're literally gutting this home. You can't quit your job like now. Like, yeah, maybe in like a couple weeks, like we can discuss it again. I know that was like that was what we talked about, but like not right now, right? Like that can't happen. And 3 years later, he was still home and loving it. I mean, he loved it. 2 years later, I went ambassador, and my why changed again. Crazy how this keeps happening. Every really promotion, it just changes. We went to a church service. I don't even know what it was. Couldn't even tell you what the talk was about now. But we went, and it was a guest speaker at our like normal church. We both left, and we were like, that was the best thing we've ever heard. It was the month I went ambassador, I believe. So July of 2017. I was like, we were both like, that was just amazing. Where is this guy from? Where does he preach? Like, we need to know everything about him. Turns out he preaches in South Carolina. So at that point, we started looking at houses, places to move, and we were looking at moving to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. I knew nothing about it. I knew it was Charleston. Like, that was it. About the same time, we get a letter in the mail. This is totally like God. It's crazy. We get a letter in the mail for an offer on our house that was not on the market. Like, nothing. It was just, we'd renovated it. It looked really cute. It wasn't big. It was like very humble, 1,700 square feet, like not anything huge by any means. And so I was like, I think this is our sign. Like, I think we're supposed to go, but it just didn't feel right. We kind of spoke to my parents about it. They said, there's no way you could just move away somewhere. And that's just so far, which it is. It's 13-ish hours from where we're from. And so we started looking for other places to move. We moved out of our house in like 4 days, moved into like one of my friends had this rental house. We moved into her like a rental house for 6 months. And during that 6 months, we thought of every pro, every con, every reason, everything. Should we move? Should we not move? What do we do? Promise is getting to a point. So at that point, that was where our why went. Okay, we want to move. So we moved to the beach. We decided we were doing it. We moved to the beach. And again, God knew what he was doing, because now we go to the church that the guy 2 years ago was preaching at here. We moved to the beach. Jake got a promotion here. Like, we didn't even know there was a church plant here of the same church. How crazy is that? We thought he was only in one place. So your why and your goals and your dreams and your whatever, I kind of think your goals and your why are kind of the same thing. If your why is your daughter, your goal is to probably provide better for her or to stay at home or whatever. I think they're very similar. I think they're one and the same. So if your why is to move somewhere because you really like a church, it was put in your head for a reason. Like, that's just not some arbitrary thing that keeps popping up in your head, that you both leave a service and you're crying, like that you, get a letter in the mail that your house for sale. Like, these things are put in your head for a reason. They were placed there not just randomly, right? So you have to honor those, and you have to really, like, to me, like, hold tight to them. It was 2 years later, I guess it was a year and a half before we actually moved. But the entire time we, like, kept thinking about, you know what, with this business, we can move. Like, Jake wasn't working, but that was great. Like, we could do it. So that my whole point in that is, I think your why and your goal are so intertwined that once you figure out, and you don't have to figure out one or the other first. You can figure out your goal. Okay, I want to go triple diamond, but why do I want to go triple diamond? What will that triple diamond check do? What will that diamond check do? Okay, it's going to make me feel more secure. It's going to help me pay off debt. Okay, then what's it going to do? Is it going to, you know what, then we could probably have a baby. Then we can have another baby. Or what is it? Oh gosh, what is it going to do for you? Right? So I think that's my first point. My second point is to be loud about those goals and those dreams, because there's been times that I've been super loud about it, and there's been times that I have not, and I regret not being loud about it, because, like I said, it was put there for a reason. I don't know if you're religious or not. I think it was put there by God. My goals are never self-seeking, or I guess they can be self-seeking, but I try and I pray for them not to be, and to be as thoughtful and I don't know, prayerful as possible. And so I do believe that they were put in my head for a reason, right? So why not be loud about it? I think one of the biggest things when you're loud about your goals or your dream, you get your entire network behind you. You get your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your host of host people, whatever, you get them behind you, and you have more people rooting for you, right? Or you have more people wanting to do a host for you. You have more people wanting to buy for you. A couple years ago, I read some blog, I can't find it anymore, I've tried, about why someone has their kids say their birthday wishes out loud when they blow out their wick candles. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, you don't do that. That's, the old wives' tale. Like, you also don't step on a crack because you're going to break your mom's back. So why are we going to say our wishes out loud? Like, it would never come true. Well, the more I thought about it, I was like, but why wouldn't it? If my kid wishes for a Barbie car, let's just say Georgia wishes for a Barbie car for her third birthday, whatever. I don't know. Third birthday, she wishes for a Barbie car. She keeps that in her head. I'm never, ever, ever going to know that she wants a Barbie car, right? She keeps that Barbie car wish in her head that I can't tell anyone or it won't come true. I can't tell anyone, it won't come true. Well, then it's certainly not going to come true. I mean, maybe I'm going to think, oh, that'd be a great gift for a 3-year-old, but she has a much better chance if she says it out loud and I hear it. And then I'm like, you know what? I would love to help her get that Barbie car, right? Or I'd love to just get it for her. So, another, I love this is Make-A-Wish. I know y'all probably all know what Make-A-Wish is. I was telling the Canadian team about it. I'm like, do y'all know what Make-A-Wish is? And they're like, yeah, Kaitlyn, that's like a thing, y'all. And, but Jake's brother married a girl that's younger brother has a terminal illness, and he had a Make-A-Wish done, and he had to write this essay about, y'all, it's freaking huge. I promise. That's a normal size brick, y'all.
Okay, it is big. I see it now.
I just keep staring at it. I don't know what to do. Hold on. Golf club. Think I can do it with this?
You know what? I want you to turn it around so that we can watch you attempt either way. Thank you.
Oh my God, where'd it go?
Oh, now you've made it mad. It's going to come for you in your sleep. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. I don't know where it went. I really think it went in my hair.
Probably not. Probably
They
not.
fly, don't they?
No, not all of them. That one didn't look like, it just looks like a regular German roach. You'll be okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But so Dalton, who is my sister-in-law's younger brother, has, muscular dystrophy, like young kid muscular dystrophy. He's 16. And when he was 7, he did his Make-A-Wish. And it's really like the cutest thing is like this story he wrote out about what he's going to do and why Disney World means so much to him. And, just on and on and on about all this stuff. Had he not written this thing to Make-A-Wish, would have never gotten it, right? Like, wouldn't have gotten it. So I think putting those thoughts, goals, dreams, whatever you want to call it, divine intervention out there, he's over there, I see him, is so important. And just letting them and be loud about it. Like, this month, I'm doing this. This month, I'm doing this. I'll tell you all, I think Christy's probably heard this story like 1.5 million times. But when I went ambassador, I went ambassador in July of 2017. June 2017 was green carpet. And we left, and that was when they did $10 kits. Best and worst thing ever, right? $10 kits. I think everyone signed like approximately 280 distributors each, right? You're a $10 kit. No way. I had no idea. Are you, Lauren? No. I had no idea.
No, I'm a solid $99 kit who signed up the week before $10 kits became a thing.
Well, y'all, be thankful because when I signed up, it was $99. It was $99. It was discounted from $299 when I signed up. And then I guess you still have the option to like get booster packs and stuff, but I got a booster pack and spent like a ton of money, but I made like $900 my first like couple, like 2 or 3 weeks, having like just people come to my house. And we were renting this like little bitty, like less than 1,000 square feet, tiny, like weird looking house in like the ghetto. And Jake said we look like drug dealers, having cars like pull in 5 minutes and pull out. But so $10 kits go around. $10 kits come around, and I leave green carpet like in a puddle of tears. And I was like, oh, well, I need 7 distributors to go ambassador. Like that was all I needed. Like I needed nothing. Like it was totally doable. And at that point there was no minimum, like obviously no minimum volume. So like you just went. And I think I went ambassador. This is crazy. But that month I went in July because it was the very end of June. That month my grandfather passed away. I worked every single day at my mom's house up in her upstairs while Jake was home with the kids. Cause I was like, I just have to like get it done. So I worked every single day upstairs. I ordered a dress. The day I promoted, I went and got my hair done, got my makeup done. I had a party at my house with everyone like that was promoting with me. We had this huge deal. It was like, there was no way you could mess it up. And it was on like the 26th of the month. Like it was really early to promote, but I was like, no, this is when it's happening. This is the time. This is when it will happen. It will happen an hour after everyone gets here. So I'm going to place that one last order. Like it was so timed out. I knew exactly, but I was so expectant. Like I wasn't fearful in it. I wasn't, but what if this doesn't happen? Or what if something messes up? Or what if this one account gets canceled? Or like anything came about that was any kind of negative, completely gone. Like I wanted nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. I would not let it enter my mind. I spent that month, I worked like 14 hours a day at my mom's house. She would bring me lunch up, y'all. Walking lunch upstairs to me. And I was sitting on like this Chase lounge with just papers all around me. And so I think it's super important to get your goal, get your why, be loud about it, but then be expectant with that goal as well. Like know that it will happen. It'd be really great if I went Ruby, but I don't know if I'm going to do it, or I don't know if my team's going to be able to pull it out, or I don't know if, we're going to get the customers, or I don't know if my volume's going to be there. Like those, I don't knows, get them out of your vocabulary, let them go. Like be expectant that, you know what, we can do this. And even if I have to sign all the customers, every single one of them, it's not even a problem. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen because of my why and my goal, right? And so I think that was the biggest thing for me, is letting go of these, not even just negative thoughts, but like the expectations that it, you know, I had to have everyone on my team doing X, or getting on, there weren't even power hours then, like doing certain things every day. No, it could happen, and it was going to happen because it was going to. And like, I knew I was going to put in the work, my team was going to put in the work, and that was it. Right. And so that whole, like, it was a stressful month, but like the day I promoted was so chill, so laid back. Like, I had a glass of champagne when I was getting my hair done, and like, I don't ever get my hair done. It's like, so I don't know why that was such a big deal to me, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to know it. I'm going to know it's going to happen, and I'm not going to let it not happen. And it did. So, being expectant in those goals, and just knowing that nothing can stop you from it. Nothing can stop you from going Ruby. You know, we've got 11 days, 10 days left in the month. No one can stop you from being a distributor right now and going Ruby or Emerald. Nothing can stop you from double promoting. There's literally no limits on it. So I hope that was like a little encouraging. I was going to read the chat real quick.
Oh my gosh, seriously, so good. Most of it's just me being myself. Okay, so I do have a question, because right now I'm really struggling with this. So I went diamond. My goal was to stay home. I literally only needed emerald pay, like under average emerald pay, to be home and be fine. I went diamond, and then I ended up getting complacent, lost rank, and I've been struggling to find that why to, like Pam says, not get back to, but get past diamond and promote to double. And I've been really struggling. Can you like just kind of talk on how can you find your why? Like, if you just, like, everything I think of just doesn't feel big enough. How does one, aka myself, find that next big why that's going to take me to where I can feel like you did, and not have to, like, I just can know that it's going to happen because my why is big enough.
Okay, so about a year ago, I took a course, and Jade Hooper had been telling me to do it, and I was like, oh, I'm not paying for a course from someone I don't even know, like all this stuff. It was the best thing I've ever done. Literally, it was a money course, and I was like, I think I'm pretty good with money. It wasn't even like how to handle your money, really. It was just like a money mentality, your mentality around money, and goals. And it ended up not like the whole course at the end, on like the third week, she was like, well, this isn't even about money. It's about everything else in life. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, okay. I can apply this in like a million different areas. So the first week, she's talking about your money goals, and like, what would be the number you would like to bring in a month? And some people are like, it's called the Money Mentality Makeover. It's by Amanda Francis. It is gold, gold, gold. I promise I'm going to do it this year. I am making like a mini thing for my team with like all of the info. I just have never actually sat down and done it, because it is so much information, but it is the best thing ever. But so she's talking about like, you know, just what number feels good to you? What is it? And so I was like, oh, I want to make $50,000 a month. And I sat with that number for a good couple weeks. I was like, 50,000. That's what I want to make every single month. That's what I want to make. And then I started like not getting like an icky feeling, but I was like, I don't need $50,000 a month. Like, that's a lot of money. Not that I don't think I couldn't spend it or handle it or do good with it. It's just a lot of money. And so I had to like sit back and feel and figure out what number felt right to me. So you know what number I've landed on? This is the weirdest number ever, $22,400. That is my number. That is like my money goal. But it took a long time for me to land on that. $50,000. I mean, that sounds like a pretty like go-getter, it works, see like number, right? Like, do it, right? It didn't sit well with me. So I think that same thing with your goal. Whether your goal is to, I just saw you, I didn't read the whole comment, but I saw TJ Maxx. Whether your goal is to be able to go to TJ Maxx once a week and spend $100 And to be able to tithe at the end of it, great. Or whether your goal is, it can be bigger than that. It can be so much bigger. Like you said, you needed less than Emerald Pay, but what would that double diamond pay do for you? What would that do for your family? What would that do for your son? Could you get another golden doodle? Because like, who doesn't need 8 of them? What would that do? And like really getting in those feelings of, okay, and this was another thing she had us do is if I made $50,000 a month, what would I do with the $50,000 a month? So I think you can almost back into your goal this way. And she had you make like a budget for your $50,000 or whatever your goal was for the month. What would be your ideal goal or your ideal month? And so, I mean, I had like 10,000 in savings and 10,000 to the church and like, you know, all this stuff. And while it sounds great, it didn't sit right with me at that point. Maybe it will one day. I hope it does one day. But at that point, it didn't. And just like when I joined the company, being a stay-at-home mom did not sit well with me. It was not what I wanted. And so I didn't want to work for it, right? It wasn't my goal. I was okay having the people come to my house and buy a $20 wrap, $25 wrap and leave. But I wasn't building a team. I wasn't doing anything. It wasn't until that goal like hit me in the face that I was ready. So like, what is something you want? Do you want a new car? Do you want to pay off your car? Do you want a boat? Do you want to move? Do you want to be able to go get your hair done once a month? Do you want to be able to get your nails done every 2 weeks? Like, those are not selfish things. They're not anything. They're just material items that are okay to have. It's okay to have the material things. But I think you also have to be a really good steward of your money. I don't know if it was on Mark's call, I guess. There was a call yesterday. It was Mark's, and I think it was Ambassadors Only, but he was, Cammie was talking about being a good steward of your money and tithing the first 10%. And I was listening to it with another ambassador, and so we were kind of like back and forth talking. But I think that is such a huge point. Another huge point with this company is being smart with that money. Because it can, to me, for a while, it got tough. Let's say I made 10,000. I don't even know. That's a bad number. Let's say I made 5 as a double. I was making 5. I went up to triple. I know I made $10,000 as a triple. I went double for 2 months. I went triple. I made 10. I lost triple the next month, and my check went down to like 6. And I was frozen in fear. I was like, I can't enroll anyone. I can't talk to anyone. Like, my check went down $4,000. Like, what the heck? What am I supposed to do? I was frozen. I don't know how it happened. I was double again the next month, and then the next month I was triple. So I lost rank 2 months after I promoted. In August I was triple again, and somehow I got my bonus back, which I still think they're going to call that back. I don't know how I got it. I wasn't supposed to, but they gave it to me. And I don't know. I didn't feel like, I felt like, okay, I lost this money. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh, I'm already used to making this much money. And I know that can be such a fear, especially when you're getting these bonuses and when the bonuses run out and things like that. So being smart with it and using the bonus for what it is. It's a bonus. It is not to pay. It's not to go buy a car. It's to pay off debt and to put in savings. So being smart with that money, I can't stress it enough, because we were not. I remember someone got on stage one time and said, I've made $1 million. I don't know where it went. What am I going to do with the second $1 million? I'm going to be smart with it. And so that was one of the reasons I took this course, because I was like, yeah, we're going to be smart with it. And okay, I feel like my mind is everywhere. You're muted. Oh, I don't think she's talking to us. But did she talk about it today? I don't know how I missed the call. I have no idea, but I did, sadly. It was probably similar to yesterday's. But yeah, talking about just being a good steward of your money. And so I think you can back into your goal, Lauren. Like, write down, I know this is probably like hippy dippy, but write down some things you want to like manifest, or some desires you have. I have an entire folder in my phone that are things I want. Oh, this is kind of cool. So when we moved here, I knew I wanted to be in this neighborhood, which is just like downtown. It's like nothing cool. But we had driven through this one. And I really loved it. And we'd driven past the house. I really loved it. I didn't see it. But I wrote a list of everything I wanted in a house. I was telling someone this today. I wrote a list of, and it was like a list of probably like 30 things. It was like, I want an open concept. No, I didn't want an open concept. I want rooms because I don't want an open concept. We moved from an open concept. I wanted a white kitchen. I wanted patios, like all this stuff I wrote down. So I went through the list. I wanted carpet in the bedrooms, like just, I mean, nothing like crazy extravagant. I went through the list when we decided to move a couple weeks ago. And out of the 30 on my list, I had probably 10. That was it. And I thought I was like, had created this amazing goal. I had, manifested this great house and created in my mind. And it was just, it happened. And it did. I mean, it was easy and we moved quick. Hey. But I looked at the next one we're moving into. Y'all, it only doesn't have, it's missing 3 of my items right now. And I actually think it's only 2 because I haven't really gone in the house yet. Jake saw it and I was out of town. So, your goal, like I thought we had hit it, like, right? Like I thought we were just like, we were done. Like I knew that this was where we wanted to, this house was it. This is where we were going to stay. And then, God just said, no, here's another one. Here's something else. And it actually works off pretty much everything on your list, right? So it's just going to keep growing. Every rank, it'll keep growing. And I really encourage you, if you don't have a dream board, I know it sounds like quirky and obnoxious, get it out, put it on your phone, put it wherever. I had I Am Ambassador on every mirror in my house the whole month of July 2017. I should probably start writing on it on my mirrors again for my 2.0, but be expectant. I mean, I knew that it was going to happen. Look how cute my dog is, y'all. Fran. Hi. Isn't she so cute?
Okay,
I don't think anyone loves.
We're gonna share dogs.
Look, Fran. Oh, did we get shaved?
Yeah, I'm working on it. We do a little bit each day, so.
We clip one of Fran's nails every day, and I sweat. I sweat.
Have you seen, side note, there's a TikTok where you stick like saran wrap on your head and then peanut butter on it, and then the dog licks it while you're clipping their nails. Yeah.
Ooh. I got like a peanut butter.
Oh, cat.
Yeah.
Show and tell. Okay.
I love animals.
Sorry, I don't understand why. I don't understand why I hit this roadblock of trying to find a new why, something that's big enough to propel me past, diamond again. But I'm curious, do you have any like books or personal development? So I've got the money mentality makeover written down, but what about like books or podcasts or stuff like
Do you ever listen to Abby Kappa?
No, never heard of her.
Okay, what is hers called? Hold on, I'm gonna look.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. She's a mom. She's so
I love
great.
her podcast.
I adore her podcast. Like it's called She's Here for It. Amanda Francis also has a podcast that's pretty good. Amanda is she's not crude. She's not crude. She just is. She cusses.
I love that.
Don't listen to her on your kids.
My kid's autistic and nonverbal. We're good. He can't say anything that they would say anyway.
Okay, and then I have been reading.
Oh, I can't hear you. You've been reading what?
Okay, one book is really great. I will send y'all all a message with it. The next one is called It Takes What It Takes. That would be what I would tell you to read.
Okay, I actually just bought that yesterday.
Have you started it?
No, I need to have to wait for it to be delivered.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it on Script?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't even know that. In that case, let me go cancel my order.
Kelsey, listen. You have to download Scribd. It's unlimited books for $10 a month. I used to use Audible too, and everything isn't on Scribd, but I mean, there's a lot. It's SCRIBD, Scribd.
Also, have y'all read Rhinoceros Success?
Let me write this down.
I got it. I can send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
I really love books, but I don't like to read them. I like to listen to them. Rhinoceros Success is like so short, but I probably listen to it once a year because it's just that good. I'm looking at my like list of everything.
Hey, so glad you got on here tonight. You like added to our Diamond Call stuff earlier, and it like helped me. You and what Pam and Cammie were saying earlier is like amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I look up to them and I want to be them. And I don't know if you listen to Pam's podcast, but it's pretty great. Okay, yeah, Rhinoceros Success is amazing. I don't know if anyone ever feels like, okay, because I'm about to listen to this one again. It's like all of an hour and 20 minutes. Like I'm putting, especially now with this quarantine and like kids being home and like, I literally was so stressed out earlier. I was like, Jake, what if the kids don't go back to school in August? What if they don't? And I felt like my energy depleting, right? Like I was just like, I was up here and then I started thinking like all this, oh my gosh. And it just got really heavy and I was like, whew, like stressing out. And so I just flipped past it and I was like, oh, well, there we go. I need to read this again. But it's called Energy Buzz. It's by John Gordon. And it is about how your energy and like your stress level affects everything around you and how you can add to your energy and the little things that are taken away from it. And it's amazing. So I'm about to listen to it again. It's an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know that it's on Scribd. It is on Audible because that's where I was scrolling through my list of Audible stuff. And I should probably do more of like the like John Maxwell, or not even John Maxwell, like Jim Rohn and the like, but they're boring to listen to, so I can't listen to them.
They are boring, but they're so good.
They're so good.
It's just so hard to read them or get through them.
Their voice, I don't even think the book is that boring. Their voice just, I zone out. But I love the Trevor Moawad one. It is amazing. And Jake even would listen to it with me because he literally like reference all these sports people. I can't name one person that does a sport. Serena Williams. I don't even think he references her, but and Jake like loved it. He was like, this is so great. But it's all about not necessarily being like positive Patty, but being neutral and being able to say, okay, this negative thing may come, but I can turn it and make it not a negative, or I don't have to let it affect me in a negative way. And it's just really.
What was the name of that? I'm going to tell Brandon about it.
It Takes What It Takes.
No. Oh, is that who that is? Trevor Moawad?
Trevor Moawad. Yeah.
Trevor Moawad.
Yeah. Moawad. And this one is going to sound like a weird one, and you're going to be like, why would I listen to this book, or why would I read this? So all winter, my mom was like, you have to read Jessica Simpson's new book. You have to read it. You have to read it. And I was like, Mom, I'm not reading Jessica Simpson's memoir, although I do love her. I'm not reading it. And Alyssa Billy posted that she was reading it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to read it. And I read it, and I didn't think I was going to take anything away from it other than like some really funny stories about like Chicken of the Sea or whatever. It was so good, so deep, like it was just amazing. So it's more lighthearted than like a business book, but still like I took so much away from it. And it's new and fun, and her voice is great, and it's on Scribd.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm literally so excited. I'm not going to go to sleep tonight. I'm going to go drink a cup of coffee. I'm going to read all of these books tonight because I have no life.
You're going to drink a cup of coffee right now?
Yeah, that way I can stay up and read and listen to these books all night.
I literally can't have coffee after 10 a.m.
I'm super excited about it. Okay, before I stop recording, do you have anything else you want to say about finding your why or anything, I guess?
I think if you can't find it, just continue to ask yourself, and then what? Or what else? Like, I want to make this, and do what else? And then what? And then what? And then what? You're going to get down to the root of it at some point. Or, ask yourself one question over and over. Why? Like, I want to do this. Okay, why? want to do this? Why? And you may come up and some like limiting beliefs may pop up. Like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, but I don't think I can be a stay-at-home mom because my mom wasn't a stay-at-home mom and whatever. And that's just a limiting belief that's holding you back, which is a whole nother topic. And they're super fun to delve into. Not really, but they're great to like figure out what's holding you back. I will say for a long time, a lot of mine kind of goes back to money. I knew what my dad made every month. I know what he makes every month. Like I know what his check is twice a month. And I never thought I could go over that or should go over that because he's an attorney. Like he went to law school, right? Like I didn't go to law school. I shouldn't make more than that. And that was something that held me back for a long time. And so continuing to say, I want to make this money. Why? Because this, okay, but why? And just get deeper and deeper until you're like, this sounds cheesy, but like in tears about it. And if you have any questions, my inbox is always open, and always free to chat and help you like get to the root of it or get to because everyone's is going to be different. Everyone's will. I mean, mine will probably be different in 6 weeks, right?
That's amazing.
Not my why, but some of my goals, some things that I want to accomplish, they'll keep changing and you'll just keep knocking things off your dream board.
You're amazing. I literally love you so much. We're like